You know, since we moved into this new apartment and I got back to making videos, I figured I'd be more, you know, get to do those videos weekly, because now I have, my own room for the videos and shit like that. But as much as I love this new apartment, there's one thing that I hate more than at the old apartment, and that is the internet connection. It fucking sucks. I mean, here I am uploading the gaming pickups video, which probably came before this movie pickups video that I'm about to do. But let's just wait and see how long it actually takes to upload the goddamn video. It's now at 12%. So let's just wait. Well, it's been a minute. I got so bored that I went and got myself a wig and some mustaches. But it's still at 12%, so I'm gonna wait for this shit. Let's just go do the movie pickup shit. I'll just leave it there. Hello, fellow cinephiles. That's people who like movies. I believe so, or else I've been lied to. I'm kind of skeptic when it comes to words that end with files, because usually there's some kind of sexual deviance, but I think cinephiles is people who like movies. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, it's been a while since I've done a movie pickups video, so here goes. I bought movies, and now I'm gonna show you what I bought. That's how movie pickups videos work. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, so. Now, the first movie I got, you might have gotten the picture from my previous movie pickups videos that I like old classics and, older movies usually, but I don't hate all new movies. I actually bought a new movie. That's right, I bought something brand new, something that came out last September, so it's pretty new. Well, it's last year's now, but it's still kind of new. The movie I got was The Northman.
I am Amlet the Bear Wolf, son of King Arvan the War Raven, and I am his vengeance!
That's right, Viking movie. The director, Robert Eggers, if I'm saying that correct. Well, I don't know. His first two movies were The Witch and Lighthouse, which were fucking fantastic. I loved The Witch and I loved The Lighthouse even more. Lighthouse was fucking excellent. I mean, Willem Dafoe and the guy from Twilight, new Batman, Robert Pattinson or something like that. Well, he's not in this one though, so why the fuck am I talking about him? So, I don't know. Fuck Twilight, Robert. The Northman. It's a Viking movie, so that's kind of close to where I live in Finland. Vikings were mostly Norwegian and Swedish and I think Denmark, something like that. Finland, I think we're descendants more of people from Siberian tribes or something like that. I'm not really sure. There might be some descendants of Vikings. I don't know what descendant I'm from. I have no fucking clue, Anyway, The Northman. It's a movie about a Viking, or, well, little boy at first, whose village is killed. His dad is killed, and, his family and clan is killed. So, he manages to escape, and, he grows older. He's a kind of, I don't know, not exactly slave or something. He's just in some other clan when he's grown up, and, he's learned how to fight and shit like that. So, naturally, when he gets old enough and good enough, he goes on a revenge, for his clan and his father, who was the king of the old Viking clan where he was at. He was the king's son before, they all got killed. I gotta say I really enjoyed this movie, but I do have to say that I did prefer Robert Eggers' first two movies, and The Lighthouse. But this one was still like really good. It had really nice visual style, which I really dug, and it's got kind of great cast. The only problem is like Willem Dafoe, who I fucking love. Based on the trailer, I thought he was gonna be more in this movie, but turns out he was like 5-10 minutes or something like that.
For your fate is set and you cannot escape it.
So yeah, if you're a huge fan of Willem Dafoe, maybe that's not enough reason to buy this movie or see this movie. It's still got lots of other good things too, but Willem Dafoe, not really that much. Also Björk, I was really interested in seeing her. She's that Icelandic, probably like the only musical artist from Iceland. I think there's some else too, but that's the only musical artist I know from Iceland, and never was a fan of her music, but in this movie she was actually pretty good. But then again, her role was kind of like 2-3 minutes, so not that much. Basically, it's a classic revenge tale, so if you're into those, I do recommend this. This is really, like I said, visually just really looks freaking awesome. I love this, and it's the trailer. Based on the trailer, I thought this would have more action, but yeah, again, kind of like with Willem Dafoe. If you're expecting a lot of action, maybe not buy this because of that. I was first kind of like, oh, this is actually pretty slow when, after seeing the trailer, but I didn't mind that in the end, because it was a well-told story, and it even had some horror elements in it, a little bit, which was just fucking awesome. I loved those. Overall, just fantastic movie. I did love this. I'm trying to be kind of fast with these movies today, because like I said there at the start of this video, my uploading takes like fucking ages, so I'm trying to keep this shorter than usually. So, fuck it, let's move on. The Northman, I do recommend if you're into Vikings and revenge stories. If you're into action, there's some of that, but it's kind of slow movie, so, Visually great. I do like all the actors in this. Nicole Kidman plays the mother of the Viking. I've liked her in some things, but then I haven't really liked her in other things. In this one, she's okay. Probably other people like her more in this, but I don't know. I don't know what it is about Nicole Kidman. She kind of, rubs me the wrong way or something like that. Next movie I have is the mandatory Western movie I always have to have in these movie pickups. Also, I always try to get, one mandatory Asian movie, which is coming at some point. But yeah, this is the Western, because I'm slowly trying to grow my Western collection also, and my Asian movie collection. I just kind of like to force myself into getting at least one Western and one Asian movie per movie pickups video. And I was really looking forward to seeing this, because this is apparently one of Quentin Tarantino's favorite Western movies ever. So yeah, apparently one of his favorite movies. So it's a movie called Navajo Joe. And I gotta say, it was good, but probably in my top 10 spaghetti westerns, but that's mostly because I haven't really seen that many of those yet. But yeah, I did enjoy this, but it had its kind of quirks that I didn't like maybe that much. It was directed by Sergio Corbucci, who is one of the Sergios who did spaghetti westerns. There was Sergio Leone, Sergio Corbucci, and there was some other Sergio also. I don't remember, but fuck it. This is Sergio Corbucci, and I believe this was after Sergio Leone's Dollar Trilogy, or at least like a couple of those movies, and they were wildly popular. So of course Sergio Corbucci wanted to make a better Western movie. So basically his idea into going into this making better spaghetti Western was, well, we'll have more bodies, basically, because well, bodies equal great movie. Well, not always, and in this case it kinda failed, because Sergio Leone's spaghetti westerns, I still prefer those, at least in my opinion. I gotta be honest, I don't know anyone who'd put this over The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, but the other two, well, I still don't kinda know. I need to see those other two, because it's been a long time. I have those, I actually tried to watch those, but turns out they were North American versions, because I bought this trilogy box from a flea market, and well, yeah, I didn't check the goddamn version. It was North American version, so I couldn't check it out. So fuck that box. Now I gotta buy those two also. This stars Burt Reynolds, and I believe this is his only spaghetti western, and I might say that's actually a good thing, because I found him to be really weird main star in spaghetti western. I love Burt Reynolds, don't get me wrong, but in this one, Burt Reynolds plays Indian guy, Native American, and his tribe gets killed, so he's out for revenge. Kinda like Northman, same thing. First of all, his hair. Burt Reynolds, I believe he's always kinda had the black hair.
An Indian sheriff? The only ones elected in this country are Americans.
My father was born here, in the mountains. His father before him, and his father before him, and his father before him. Where was your father born?
What has that to do with it?
I said, where was he born?
In Scotland.
My father was born here, in America. His father before him, and his father before him, and his father before him. Now, which of us is American?
Anyway, as you can see, he has black hair here, which is kind of straight. Straight-ish, it's short but straight. That fucking thing looks like a wig. I mean, honestly, it looks like a wig. It was so distracting, I just couldn't get over that. But yeah, Navajo, Burt Reynolds as Native American, and he's on a warpath, and he's killing a lot of dudes in this one, and I do recommend it if you're into spaghetti westerns and you haven't seen it. Navajo. Now, next two movies I might as well show at the same time, because they have a lot of same people working on them. They're both by Brian Usna, or he's not the director. No, I don't think. They're both produced by Brian Usna, who produces lots of H.P. Lovecraft stuff, and I love those movies, and these are both directed by Stuart Gordon, so fuck it. The first one is ReAnimator, the first one, and the second one is From Beyond. Okay, so ReAnimator, I've seen this before, I never owned this, now I finally have it. I have the two sequels, which the second one I at least I have to update that one, because picture is horrible in that one, because picture was much smaller, it had black bars all around and shit like that. It's awful. ReAnimator, this is fucking fantastic movie. It's 80s splatter movie, kind of zombie movie, except I'd call this more kind of Frankenstein's monster type movie than zombie movie. There's a mad scientist who basically reanimates the dead, so...
Yes, Doctor. It's Herbert West. What are you thinking? How do you feel? You?
Dead, they aren't really like zombies, that just mindlessly come like and try to eat you. Here they can communicate, talk even if they're kind of fresh. The main character is played by Jeffrey Combs. He plays Herbert West, which is the mad scientist, and he's probably one of the most likable mad scientists out there. He's the kind of mad scientist, he's trouble and he's gonna fuck things up and things are gonna get bloody, but he's just so likable that you still kind of want to help him.
God, why'd you make that noise? Birth is always painful.
Jeffrey Combs is kind of like poor man's Bruce Campbell. I've always said that if Bruce Campbell played every role in every movie ever made, every movie would be perfect, fantastic. If Jeffrey Combs played every role in every movie ever made, every movie would be at least pretty damn good. I'm not comparing him to Bruce Campbell to, diss him. I'm just saying, Bruce Campbell is God. Jeffrey Combs is like, well, he's like king. So that's not bad. That's not bad. That's actually pretty fucking good. Jeffrey Combs is such an underrated actor. But yeah, basically he's a mad scientist and he's obsessed in bringing the dead alive. So that's his thing. And, well, he gets them alive and there are some, let's just say non-traditional zombie movie things going on. Like there's a scene where a guy is giving, well, head to a girl, and I mean literal head. I mean the guy is holding his own severed head and sticking it in the crotch area, so that's always cool. So much fun. It's just so bloody, and Jeffrey Combs, he just makes this movie as enjoyable as it can be. He was a perfect casting choice. I always loved Jeffrey Combs in everything he's in, even if it's total shit. Jeffrey Combs is always great.
What happened? It was dead when I found it.
If you haven't seen this and you're a splatter fan, gore fan, one of those, and especially if you like 80s splatter horror movies and zombie Frankenstein monster movies, this is a fucking must-see. It is so goddamn awesome. And even the sequels, Bride of ReAnimator, that's fantastic, even though the quality sucked. The movie is still fucking awesome. And then there's Beyond ReAnimator, which is not as good, but it's still a fun movie. I do recommend you watch that if you like the first two, I can't praise this movie enough. It's one of the best splatter movies. And the other movie, From Beyond, this one I hadn't actually seen before, but I always wanted to. And well, finally I got it, because this was, I think, released at the same time pretty much as the ReAnimator, because it's from those same people and, shit like that. So yeah, they came out with the Blu-ray, and this one has a mad scientist also. And his helper is actually Jeffrey Combs. So, Jeffrey Combs in this one is actually he's likable in ReAnimator also. So, here he's kind of like a good guy, but still likable. In ReAnimator, he's kind of iffy. He's not like evil, but he's kind of, he lets his obsession get the better of him. So, but he's still so damn likable, just like in this one. In this one, there's another guy, I can't remember was it Ted Sorrell? I think it was. I don't fucking know. I think that was the guy who plays the kind of mad scientist in this one. And Jeffrey Combs is his assistant. They're in this house, and there's this machine that can apparently open. It's a machine called the Resonator, and it can open a parallel universe, kind of doorway there. So there's gonna be things coming into our universe.
Humans are such easy prey.
There's just so many cool monsters and shit like that, tentacles and people going just fucking batshit crazy from being possessed by monsters and stuff like that. The mad scientist just really goes all out. The guy is fucking fantastic who plays the mad scientist also, I'm guessing it's Ted Sorrell, I'm pretty sure. Then there's also Ken Foree, who is just fucking awesome. I love him. He was, oh shit. Now I'm blacking out. What other movies did he do? I think he was in Rob Zombie's, like, Halloween 1 or 2, or maybe both, I don't know, but he got killed in those. But he's always just such a fun guy to see on screen, even though I can't really remember where. Fuck. I don't have my phone here, so I can't Google, but Ken Foree, fucking awesome, phenomenal actor. I always loved him in every... Dawn of the Dead, the fucking George Romero's Dawn of the Dead. Fucking awesome actor. I just love that guy too, But yeah, basically you could say that this exists in the same universe as ReAnimator. It's just kind of same type of splatter stuff, except this one Instead of, you know, having zombies or reanimated Frankenstein monsters, this one has things from parallel universe, you know. So it's a bit more creative when it comes to the monsters and shit. So yeah, I do recommend this. It is fucking awesome. Like I said, if you're a fan of 80s and splatter movies, get this. Or at least watch it from somewhere. So fantastic. Next movie I got is well, this is probably the first horror movie from Mexico that I own. So now I have one of those, which was really interesting. It's a movie called Demonoid.
Macabre is the hand that will grab you.
This is one of those possessed evil hand movies, which there's surprisingly many, you know. Well, obviously the most famous being Evil Dead 2, of course. Although that whole movie didn't revolve around the severed hand, but still, you know, there are a few of severed evil hand movies, which is surprising. This one came out in 1980, and yeah, like I said, Mexican movie and horror movie. I have seen some newer Mexican movies, like was it El Narco or something like that, and of course, you know, Robert Rodriguez, El Mariachi, which is fucking fantastic. I love that movie. Could be something else too, but I just can't remember right now. But yeah, Demonoid. This was fun. Let's just say that. It's one of those it's pretty crappy, but in a good way. So yeah, I do like that aspect. Basically, there's a British industrialist who is doing some digging in Mexico, and you know, or he has hired Mexican workers to dig for him, and well, they dig, and then they find this kind of temple or something like that. It was or tomb. They refuse to dig any further, so the guy and his wife, they go there and check the place out, and well, there's a demon hand that's really evil, and the severed demon hand ends up possessing the guy. So basically the wife is the star of this movie, and she goes after the guy because he goes like in Las Vegas and shit. And during this movie, the hand changes its host, you know, a few times, and it always kills the former host pretty much, or former host dies in the process, you know, when he changes the owner. Like the husband of the main character burns himself to death pretty much. I think the funniest thing in this movie is the wife. Just the reaction when he's going after the hand, after his, you know, husband is possessed and after he dies. It kind of looks like the wife doesn't even give a shit about the husband. She's just like really excited, like, the hell is this hand, you know? Like, we must stop it, and she's like really, like, almost excited to go after the hand. It's so weird.
We gave it its freedom, so when Mark died, the hand became mine.
It's just a fun movie. And this one actually has two versions. It has the European version and North American version. And the European version is longer, and I'm told it has better music and some more storyline. But the reason why I wanted to watch the American version is because the European version is missing one scene from the start. Prologue scene, where there's this woman who's possessed by the hand. It takes place in, like, you know, the Middle Ages or something like that, and there are these priests who cut the woman's hand off, but before they cut the woman's hand off, they like hold her against the wall, and her boobs just kind of fall out. They're nice boobs, and yeah, and then there's the scene where the hand gets actually cut off, which is kind of gruesome, but those are pretty much the only boobs in the movie, so of course I watched the American version, you know, like there was a choice. I might watch the European version at some point, you know, maybe. I don't know. By the way, the ReAnimator that I just showed, that one also had American version and European version. And I watched the European version because it was longer, but turns out that they added some story elements into that, but the American version had more gore, so now I have to watch the American version also because I want to see all the gore. I don't remember the movie that good. I don't even know what version I saw the first time I watched it, so I don't know. But yeah, Demonoid. Fun Mexican horror movie. It's the best Mexican horror movie I've seen. It's kind of the only one. Moving on. Now, the next movie was actually recommended by one of my viewers. It was recommended by a guy called Tony C. And after watching this movie, Tony, if you're watching, all I gotta say to you is...
You're officially the world's biggest bullshit and horseshit artist!
Let me just say that again.
Bullshit artist! Bullshit artist! Bullshit artist! Bullshit artist! Bullshit artist! Bullshit artist! Bullshit artist!
Just once more.
Bullshit artist!
Oh, no, seriously. The movie is called The Greasy Strangler, and it's a German cover because apparently this wasn't released in Europe by any other country. Germans, of course. Well, they had to release this, and I got it, and I watched it, and oh boy.
I'm joining you at the horror house tonight. I'm free tonight, so I'm coming with you to the horror house.
But Dad...
If you don't let me come, I'm going to tell Janet that you haven't even stuck one finger up a girl's pussy yet, okay?
Well, just the cover. Just that pretty much kind of sums it up. But don't get me wrong. I gotta say, I actually kind of love this movie. This is one of those movies you're probably either gonna hate or you're gonna love. And well, I loved this. This was fucking awesome. There's a father and son who are doing these kind of disco walk tours. Basically, they're showing people places where famous disco people lived or performed or something like that.
I thought free drinks were included in this tour.
No! There's no free drinks. I don't know where you got that idea.
It said in the brochure.
The information you got is bullshit.
Then the father, he likes really greasy food. I mean, I know what you're thinking. Greasy. You're thinking like greasy food, but no, I mean greasy. I mean like bacon in deep fried, except instead of taking the bacon out of the deep fryer, you pretty much bring the fucking oil and everything on the plate. It's just swimming there, and the father eats that.
What the fuck is this shit?
This is one famous chili cheese dog.
No, this isn't right. I need more grease on this. I need more oil.
Sir, I cannot do that. It's against regulations. I could lose my license.
I need this oily. I need this to lubricate the world. I need this dog to have some grease on it. So when I eat it, the grease will lubricate my throat.
That's and sausages and shit like that, which are all just covered in oil and grease. I mean, he likes really greasy food. Oh, and then the father sometimes gets naked and rubs grease all over him and, well, goes and strangles people. 'Cause, I mean, why not? He's always naked. He's all greased up and naked. And after he's done strangling people, he goes into this car wash, which is owned by this blind guy. And, well, he can't see that he's greased up and naked, and basically washes the grease off there. He's just always fucking screaming when when you wash your car, you have those fucking things that flap around. So yeah, just picture standing there and taking that naked. So it hurts. So he's standing there and his willy is just going. He just washes the grease off and next thing he's in the dryer, you know, it's just blowing air and the willy is just going. There's lots of dicks in this movie. I mean, a lot of dicks. But mostly it's their father and son. I can't remember if there were other dicks in this movie, but father and son, they like to hang out naked a lot. I don't think I can sell you this movie any better by going into any more details.
We believe in the power of free drinks.
There are no free drinks. And if you're trying to rip me a new asshole, you're making a big mistake.
You are a shitty businessman. You know that, no?
And you're a bunch of fucking cunts.
It's just one of those movies you just have to see to believe. And maybe see again just to make sure that you saw what you saw first time. I gotta watch this the second time because god damn, this was something. I don't know what else to say. I loved it. It's fucking weird. Let's just move on. 2 movies left, or actually there are 2 movie boxes which have multiple movies. This first one has 4 movies, the other one has 5 movies, but I'm gonna go with this one first, and this is my Asian movie of this video. I was gonna say like of the month, but I don't think I've done these in a couple months, so well, it's the Asian movie of this month. Fuck the other months. And this is a 4 movie box set, like I said, 4 movies, and it's called Female Prisoner Scorpion, the complete collection. I know what you're thinking. The 4th one, they changed the director so it wasn't as good as the first 3. Or you might be thinking, what the fuck are those movies? I actually had not heard about these, but I'm kind of trying to get into these exploitation sub-genres, and there are lots of those, you know, like Nazi exploitation, which are usually some fucked up Nazi movies, and blaxploitation, which are those, you know, like Shaft movies and shit like that. There are tons of those. These are women in prison movies, which is its own genre. I had never seen any women in prison movies, so I figured, you know, maybe it's time I kind of got into that genre also. So I got this box. Usually I go with American movies because there were some women in prison movies with Pam Grier, and I love Pam Grier. She's one of my, you know, favorite female actors ever, so, you know, she's just awesome. This was really highly praised. Many call these the best women in prison movies out there, and these were, I gotta say, I fucking loved this. The first 3, they had a different director than the 4th one, and the first 3 are, they have kind of these supernatural elements at them at times, you know. Anyway, these movies start when Meiko Kazi's character she plays, Nami Matsushima, is well, it says here, gullible young woman, unjustly imprisoned. Basically, her boyfriend's kind of shitty person, and he lets these dudes rape her, and well, boyfriend's also a cop, so she throws her in jail. So of course she at some point escaped from the prison and, you know, gets her revenge. The visual style, the kind of horror influenced scenes, the supernatural scenes, they're so awesome, you know, the use of colors and stuff like that, you know, they got colorful lights and there's like nothing kind of supernatural, but it is supernatural. Like in the second movie, there's few women who escape. Of course, Nami is with them, and they escape from prison, and they find like this little house, and it just collapses. Everything turns into black, and there's a witch, kinda, who lives in the house. they never say she's a witch, but suddenly she like starts telling the backgrounds of the women, and they throw that supernatural element there just for almost like background stuff, as in the movie doesn't really have like supernatural things going on, you know, it's just women getting revenge on men and stuff like that. It's not like someone's throwing fireballs or anything like that, or anyone growing tentacles out of their ass or something like that. It's just kind of the imagery, more like that. But yeah, fantastic movies. I do love this. The fourth one was probably the weakest one, but even that was still awesome movie. That was more straightforward kind of action movie, not so much with the supernatural stuff. I can see the guy who directed the first three movies, he was really into that kind of mixing things up with that weird lights and stuff like that. The visual style. It was really great movies. They're kind of gritty for early 70s movies. They're like lots of graphic violence, and like I said, there's rapey stuff, which, you know, that's always hard to watch. Really do recommend this if you're into, well, if you want to check out female in prison genre overall, or, you know, old-time exploitation movies, or into those. This is really good set, you know. Just fucking awesome. And we're down to my last movie, or movies. This is a 5-movie box set, and this is easily the best I've shown today. Well, okay, maybe not easily, but the first movie, it's fucking awesome. I loved it. As a kid, I watched it like probably like a few dozen times. It's been like probably close to 30 years, well, at least like 25 years since I last saw the first one, and I still remembered it pretty good, you know, maybe not every line, but probably like 70% of the movie. I just loved it as a kid, and I watched it again, and it's kind of clumsy at times, but I still loved it. It's so fucking good. Second movie, that's pretty awesome too. 3, 4, and 5, they go into territory of being so crappy they're actually kind of great. So yeah, they're fun watches. And the box, of course, what I'm talking about is American Ninja.
What's this? Jackson, mess him up now! What is this? He can't even see you!
Because there's nothing more American than being a ninja. And probably hamburgers. Hamburger Ninja. This is American Ninja, the Ultimate Collection, and it has all 5 American Ninja movies. Now, the first one stars Michael Dudikoff, who is fucking fantastic. I fucking loved him right away when I saw, you know, American Ninja, the first one. The weird thing is, he didn't actually even know any martial arts before the first American Ninja movie. He started practicing martial arts after that movie, or during that movie, or something like that. So in the later movies, he's better. He's better at it. First movie, it is kind of clumsy though. It has some stupid scenes. Like at one point, he's doing a forward roll, and then there's a truck that drives kind of past him. It kind of looks like he's trying to avoid the truck by doing a forward roll, but the truck doesn't even drive where he did the forward roll. It has kind of clumsy stuff like that. Michael Dudikoff is the main guy in the first one and in the second one, and in the third one there's what was his name? David Bradley.
Wait. What? What is it? I don't know. A feeling. Who the hell are these guys? You gotta be kidding.
David Bradley was in the third one, yeah. The first 2 were Michael Dudikoff's. Third one had David Bradley. Fourth one has Michael Dudikoff and David Bradley, and fifth one has David Bradley again. But the first 3 movies also have one really underrated, fucking awesome actor. I always loved him when I saw him on screen. Steve James.
Can't believe I'm looking for ninjas.
was so underrated, I think, you know. If they would have made Blade movies in the 80s or early 90s, Steve James would have been the best Blade ever. If they would have made a Shaft remake during the late 80s or early 90s, Steve James would have been the best Shaft ever. Steve James was fucking fantastic. Dudikoff and Bradley were kind of, well, they were kind of stereotypical main characters, but Steve James was kind of the heart and soul of the movies. Unfortunately, he passed away during the late 90s, I think, you know, cancer or something. I think it was cancer, so yeah, way too early. It fucking sucks. Steve James, I think he would have made a lot of fucking awesome action movies still if he would have been alive, or you know, other movies too, but you know, especially action movies. I just love him in those, you know, Avenging Force, Exterminator. But yeah, like I said, American Ninja 1 was fucking one of my childhood favorites. I still love it. The second one wasn't as good. You can see the budget, they really cut that down, but it was still, I really enjoyed the second one also, you know. Third one, they switched to David Bradley, and Bradley, well, he was definitely a weaker actor out of, you know, the two, Michael Dudikoff and Bradley, but he was the better martial artist. By far. So, you know, his moves look much better, the fighting scenes, they were better, but overall, he was, I do think he was the weaker main lead. The fourth movie, there was Michael Dudikoff and David Bradley both. The movie kind of, it was pretty bad, but it was kind of bad that kind of rocked. Main bad guys in the fourth one were, there was a British guy and some Middle Eastern guy, and they had army of ninjas. So British guy, Middle Eastern guy, and apparently Japanese ninjas. So
Yes, it's as if they were almost proud to die at my command. I always try to impress upon my people that to die in holy battle is a passport to heaven.
You always were full of shit, Ellie.
That's really weird. The fifth movie, I believe that's a whole different movie that was just named American Ninja just to ride on the reputation, which I don't think was that great after third and fourth movie, but still, you know, they were apparently trying to ride off the reputation. That's where Bradley is the main lead, but he doesn't even play the same character. And there's also a guy who played Mr. Miyagi, Pat Morita.
It's a boy. It's my grandnephew. It's your last ninja.
Pat Morita was in that one too. And basically in that one, this other dude's daughter gets kidnapped while she's on a date with Bradley, and for some reason there's this little kid too who is Pat Morita's, I think it was nephew or something, I can't really remember that great, but yeah, they were out on a date. Girl gets kidnapped, so obviously David Bradley and the little kid go after and rescue. It's more like, have you seen those Green Ninja movies? You know, the little kids, the comedies?
We need a plan. Yeah, we need a plan. Get a plan? Let's rock this chump!
My little bed.
That was pretty much like a whole family-friendly ninja movie. Nothing like American ninja movies, which were, well, at least trying to be kind of serious. But yeah, fantastic movies. I'm so happy I finally got this box, because yeah, it was just fun. I love old ninja movies. There's usually really kind of cringy, corny, cheesy, however you want to say that. There's just something about, you know, 70s, 80s ninja movies that they just can't capture that magic anymore these days. They were always kind of trying to be serious, but it had that kind of shit factor. And when I say shit factor, I mean, yeah, kind of crappy, but kind of awesome also, you know, it was like awesome shit. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this goddamn video up, and yeah, watch ninja movies. They're fucking awesome. Anyway, that was all the movies I had this time, so it's time for you to fuck off. This probably got too long. It's gonna upload fucking years again. I gotta cut shit down a lot, you know, like half the ninja Rambos at least. Fuck, I mean, I love Dudikoff, but I should get more Dudikoff movies. Avenging Force, that has Steve James. I'm gonna go now. Fuck off.